thank you for being here. I mean, this is a very special moment, a historic moment for me because, you know, having Driller in Scotland, Edinburgh was like, well, you know, one of the best things that I did in my life in terms of music, you know, like, and probably my really only original band, you know, because I had other projects before, solo stuff, but as a band was like, you know, I really cheered that. So thank you guys for being here. We're going to be talking basically about Driller, you know, whatever you guys want to talk about, but mainly is a way to promote Live On, that single that we released in 2010. That actually, I don't even remember a lot of things. So I'm going to be asking you guys, like, for example, things like, hey, I don't remember at all, like, we recorded the drums, where, what we used, and things like that. I remember going to Thomas' house to record the bass, but that I remember. And I recorded the vocals at my house, and the drums, I have no idea. So Kk can actually help me, or you probably remember that better than me. So yeah, let's get it on.
That's funny that you say that because I was sitting here and I was like, I don't remember anything. I remember like recording the final deal,
Yeah.
and that's it. And I remember like, you know, kind of listening to Alchemy of Love when it was ready. So the three of us in your place. And that was a cool moment because,
Yeah.
wow, look, we've made it. You know,
I
got these
remember.
3 or 4 songs. And I was like, you know, I was like super happy that day. I remember that. But the drums for Alchemy and Live On, I don't remember where they were recorded. I remember that we had like a Zoom
I do. The Alchemy of Love.
live
The little
Rolling
Zoom
track.
recorder, wasn't it? It was a
Yeah.
little, what is it, the H4 or something like that, like the little handheld recorder.
Oh, I think we recorded like the drums with that for Alchemy, and that was all. So it was like an over, and that was, and maybe mic, kick and
Yes.
snare, and that was
Remember?
it.
Yeah, that
was
one,
the thing
that's
in there.
it.
Yeah, I still have it. There you go.
That's the guy. So we did use that one for the Alchemy of Love EP. Actually, that was the only thing I remember that pretty clearly. That was the only thing we had to record the EP.
Yeah, that was it.
There you go. That was
The single Live On. I don't know if it was the same. I don't think so. Maybe you had that Zoom. You know, I think it was 16 or 12 channel. Like,
yeah.
board, you know,
I think so.
I think we had that already. I'm not sure.
I think so, because then you get more toms and things coming through.
Yeah, I think you had just bought the microphone set for drums, if I'm not mistaken, for Live On, maybe 2010.
Oh yeah. No, I remember the case, and it looked neat, but they were pretty rubbish.
The microphones were cheap microphones, but we didn't have any before. Think about it. We started with this, which is a condenser microphone, stereo condenser microphone like that, with the 2 channels and the stereo mics. That was what we used, right? Because this is a mode tracker as well. So we used that as like a mixing, not a mixing board for Alchemy of Love. I think we didn't even mix it. No, we mixed it. We didn't master it. We didn't master it.
No. You did it not go into?
Yeah.
Was it Cubase?
Cubase, you're right.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Cubase. It was put into that because you recorded the drum tracks live. Like you I remember you recorded the whole thing solidly all the way through.
You're talking about the
Oh, I remember that.
The Alchemy of Love you're talking about?
Alchemy of Love, yeah, but I imagine you did the same with Live On, 'cause
Alchemy.
it was quite soon after we did those, was it not?
The Alchemy of
I
Love
think it was like,
in the basement,
Sorry.
the mom's basement. Remember the first house you guys had was down there.
Yeah.
Recorded it. I remember because you had to, you know, insulate the whole thing with pillows and blankets like that.
yeah.
And I had to place this microphone in front of as an overhead
I
microphone.
remember that. Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. And then actually the snare and the kick went into the 2 inputs that I have on this thing too. So it was all at the same time as over and the kick and the drum and the toms. You had to edit everything later because we didn't have mics for the toms. So you have to separate them and then do the whole thing. But Live On, I'm not sure we recorded Live On in my mom's basement. I'm not sure
But
where.
then
Where did we record the drums? That's the question for me.
I don't remember. I don't remember going to a studio because with the final deal we did, we rented the studio
Yes,
for a
we
week
rented
and blah blah blah.
that studio that we used to
But
record in.
then
Remember what was the name of that studio we got at Whereas Market?
Color sound.
Color Sound. We recorded the drums all at Color
color
Sound
sound.
Studio. We rented a room for two
Yeah,
days. Remember? For 2 days.
Wow.
2 days. Wow.
2 days, and I think
Yeah.
it was a weekend or something like that. But Live On, I had, man, honestly, I have no idea where. I think Thomas is right. Maybe we did record it in the mom's basement too. I just don't recollect that. The drums, we recorded.
I think we did, and I think it was just like me and a click. I don't think I even like had the songs
Yeah, to make it
because
easy.
it didn't have all the stuff I needed, so I just had to remember the song and play them to the click.
Yeah, because I was living already in that street, Dalry Road. Easter Dalry. Oh, I remember that. Fuck, Easter Dalry Road. And Thomas came to my place to record all the basses there.
Yeah, yeah. I came to your bit, didn't I? Yeah, yeah. I remember that.
But we used this Zoom to record your bass for the Alchemy of Love EP.
Yep.
We used
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember even learning how to edit it and like cut and paste and kind of. And then, of course, we recorded with this, but then we moved on to Cubase to mix it. Of course, yeah, that was the thing.
Yeah.
Good memory, Tom, because I thought it was Pro Tools already, no, but it was for Alchemy of Love and Live On was Cubase. Then we moved on to Pro Tools because I was at the university already, so I was learning about
Yeah.
it. So we did the album then, the final deal. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, we're getting there.
There you go.
But the thing is, one thing I remember about Live On specifically, now that's being, remixed and remastered, is that I think we in terms of production, we got a kind of a big jump from the EP, because the EP sounds much, much more like much rawer or raw, right? Like
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Live On and Thomas, I think I remember we started using that T-Rex, remember for mastering. Was like a plug-in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But like we found it. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we stole
Mad
that from the internet.
plugin.
We didn't buy it. And then I remember that there's a lack of low end in the EP. And when we started doing Live On, when we finished doing Live On, we were about to remaster. I remember you and KK like kind of working on that kind of a spectrum of frequency, the low ends, so we could compensate for the EP in that we didn't have much. So I remember even Thomas like tweaking and like finding more low frequencies and more smooth kind of mix and for me it's a much like it's almost professional in a way because when you guys checked it out already, have you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so like the big difference is basically that we put some low end into Live On because we didn't have almost any in the EP, but then we did it too much because we were learning, right? So we were learning. So
Yeah.
so if you compare the two now, you hear that there's too much low end, so it becomes a little muffled, like a little bit compared to
Muddy nasal.
yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit more muddy, actually more muffled, I would say, or like dumped than actually not damped, not dumped, damped than the way it is right now. So it's a much, of course, nowadays with the technology we have, the experience, and I hired a guy to do that professionally. We were doing everything pretty much ourselves, right? So you can see the big difference. But the original is still like on our YouTube and on my channel too. But I decided to release it under my name just for marketing and promotional purposes. So the algorithm on Spotify and things like
Yeah.
that. The guy who was actually Ballage, the producer, he told me stuff like that, right? Because he's also distributing my music now. And he was telling me, oh, in this case, it's a scene will be better if you release it like under your name, as you don't have the band anymore, so it's better for for all that stuff. But it's a song that we did together. You remember the writing sessions? I remember the writing sessions. That's something.
Yeah, like it, I remember those sessions. That they were very like natural. because we were practicing to play live, and
Yeah,
we were practicing your originally written songs, like the Instant Amor
yeah.
songs. I've definitely destroyed the pronunciation of that.
Beautiful.
Um,
You know why? Because I re-released that album under my own name, so it doesn't matter. It's better actually that you didn't pronounce it good, because it's not for people to remember that original name. That was like even a mistake, that name for that time. Now it's
okay.
Alex Reck, and it's After All would be in English. Depois de tudo. After all, I named it, and not new mix, new everything. But go on, man. So we were
That's
practicing.
cool. Yeah, because that's how we were practicing, and then I think like you'd written a few riffs, and like I think I had a few riffs, and like we came up with writing the EP, and then it moved on to like we were playing the songs from the EP and some of the other songs, and then like yeah, I think it was one day when we were practicing, you came in, you're like, oh, I've got this idea for a song, I've written it, and then we went through it.
Yeah, and also but remember that we were doing all of that as an Alex Reck band. We were not doing that as Driller yet.
Yeah.
So, but when we wrote Live On, yes, we were a Driller already. But before we were writing songs for the EP, and then remember one day we sat down and said, "Hey, this doesn't sound like a solo thing anymore. This is a band, Let's come up with a name and everything else." Then we went for the EP, and then. And yeah, but those writing sessions were very natural too, because I remember we're practicing always for shows and gigs, and then and for me, I've always been best at arranging, even writing sometimes, but arranging more. When I'm with the band, when I'm with musicians, I feed off the other guys, and I kind of have, because we started Live On with your riff, you came to me and say, "Hey, here's da 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 da."
Yeah.
Like, this is cool. And then I get, I kind of get excited when I see a riff, like, wow, there's potential here. And then I wrote an entire song from that. So that was inspirational. Without that, I wouldn't have written that, basically. That's the truth.
Ah, cool.
I wouldn't. So I think that's how we did it. And then I was listening to Foo Fighters a lot. That Wasting Light album, is that the name of the album? Wasting Light.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I think yeah.
That one that they even show at the movie theaters. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
Oh,
showing
okay, I remember
as
that.
a live. They actually did a live performance of the entire album at the movies. And
Cool.
Yeah.
I was listening to that album a lot, and it's kind of to me. Even if for people it doesn't remind them at all of a fighter, for me it was like, I don't know. There's something different, because before we were doing like pretty much like hard rock songs. That one is hard rock, but there's a little bit, I don't know. There's a bit of a, I don't know. There's some more roll than rock to it at times. I don't know if you get the gist, but I remember
That's probably like. Oh, sorry.
No?
I was just gonna say that's probably Live On is probably like the coolest song. I think the song that's more like the
Commercial.
one to go to. No, I don't mean that. I mean, if someone asks like, "Who's Driller?" What do you guys play? And then you say, "Just go and listen to that song."
Right.
Yeah,
That is the
yeah, I would
song.
say that's the go-to song, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Because there's a bit of everything, but it is kind of easy to listen to. I remember like arranging the song, with you guys in the studio. So that was cool. That's probably the song that would say, "Go, if you want to know what we do, listen to Live On."
And also,
And I think that's what I remember about it as well. Is like because it was written, and it was like you're saying, Alex, the song was there, it was written, and then we just played with it. Like some of the little embellishments that are in there, the time signatures, the little changes, the little bits. We were like, oh, we could definitely squeeze something like that in there. Like, let's try that.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was fun. Like, yeah.
I think that was always the idea of having the band, like heavy, but sometimes flirting with, more. When I say commercials, I mean like more poppy in a way, like popular in the sense that it's pleasant to, it's like a major, basically melody. So, and then also bits of progressive, but we were in progressive band, but we flirted with a lot of elements sometimes. Oh, let's have a 5/4 here instead of 4/4, just to connect the pre-chorus and the chorus, stuff like that. Yeah, you're right about it. But I was thinking that when we were practicing and arranging Live On, it came out very quickly. Actually, the whole thing, it was very, very quick. The process, the whole thing. And also, you know me, guys, right? I'm all over the place when it comes to arrange, so I'm always like, hey, you should play this. Hey, I want to hear that. Hey, you're doing too much here. Like I'm very well known here in my city also, like the maestro. Maestro is like the guy who, you know what I mean, right? So yeah, but I've got all these ideas, and they would only come because I was playing with you guys. Because if I'm sitting at home by myself, I wouldn't have those things. Hey, you could do this, or maybe I could change that, and then start arranging very quickly, and then that's it. I was ready. Let's record it, and that's how. 2009 we put out the EP. Because we played, I think we started playing in 2007 together. Remember that? 2007, we played for around 2 years.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah.
Yeah. And we played.
Because I don't remember dates.
We're showing People's 2007, around October. I remember that.
Yeah.
In People's Theater.
Yeah.
Peebles,
I've been to I've been to Peebles like a couple of times in the past 6 months or so.
Thomas, homeland, right? Home city, isn't it?
Yeah. It's where it's where I mostly grew up. So.
Right. Oh, you weren't born there, though.
I wasn't born there. No.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
I think no one was ever born in Peebles. Like people just come and go. No, it's pretty cool. I was there. Nice place. And I was at the place. We just stopped there.
Yes.
I think we had a coffee or something.
Yeah, it's
like
a coffee. Yeah, it's a
center.
coffee shop there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just played there. When did I play there?
In
How long ago would it have been? I played there. Is it maybe February?
February. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And,
I played there recently. Like, I'm
Like
going to
open
be
mic?
absolutely honest. It was one of the worst times I've played. Like, I was really not good. But anyway,
were you sick?
say that. No, like, do you know? You know, one of those times, like when you're almost trying too hard.
Right.
And you're like you're just pumped up because like there's loads of folk in the audience, and it's like I hadn't played with the cover band Strange Brew for donkeys, and certainly not in Peebles. The gig was a sellout. There was like 200 folk there. It was like, really, oh yeah, like let's do it. And then it was just like total mind blank, like ridiculous mind blank. It wasn't like mind blank that I would have in Driller where I'd be like, oh, there's this ridiculously hard bit coming up where there's like 2 time signature changes and about 5,000 notes all in a 10-second period. It was like, I can't remember the first, like the opening note from The Boys Are Back in Town. What's going on? Like, how can I not remember this riff? Like, everyone knows this riff.
Yes.
But no, it was still good fun. It was one of those, you come off and you're like, oh, that was horrible. And then everyone's like, that was brilliant. That was the best I've heard you. And you're like, really?
Oh, really? How much
so I played there recently. So that was quite cool.
Yeah, I remember going there twice, one for the show. I had just bought that guitar actually. And I think I had an amp, but my tone was so clean. That was so weird too, because we were playing those of my Brazilian songs, and I remember like
what was the amp that you
didn't
had?
have pedals. Actually, I didn't have any pedal at all.
No, you never had a pedal. You had that amp. Was it a line 6? Was it line 6?
I did.
But it was like a classic. It wasn't like a Metal Zone thing. It was like
it was just the cabinet, wasn't it? No, just the box.
I didn't have line 6 yet. No, I didn't have that one yet. No. I think I had just the amp. I had bought the amp at the time, and one little pedal, a tube screamer. I have it.
Yeah.
I have it here. But but it wasn't enough for the amp to push the amp and have a lot of distortion. So it sounded pretty clean. I still have those footage and the photos, everything from that. So that was our first show as Alex Reck Band, and then that evolved to becoming Driller after roughly 2 years, right? Because first I found Thomas on Gumtree. Is it still on?
Oh, it was Gumtree. Yeah, it was. Wow.
Gumtree, yes, that's it. Does it still exist? It's still on?
Yeah, it still exists. Yeah, it still exists.
Yeah, I found him there, sent an email, and then you used to play the guitar, and then you were transitioning to the bass, right? And then and then you told me, listen, I'm not really good at the bass right now because I'm just learning it, start learning it. But if you want, I can help you with your English, and you help me with the bass. that was basically
that was the deal. That was the deal, wasn't it? Yeah. And I remember that audition. That was just hilarious. Like because
I was only in the UK for 1 year and a half, not even that. And you know, when you move abroad, you're a foreigner, you're learning the language. So I felt like very insecure. So I asked Thomas, "Hey man, help me with English." So I'll help you play all those notes. Don't worry about it. And then we went, you, me, and Louis. Remember Louis?
Yeah, it was Louis. Yeah.
And Thomas had, you know, had the language, and the way he was playing was like very simplified versions of some of the songs. But I thought, wow, he's got what it takes. Let's just work on it. And so. Yeah, I'll be patient with you. You'll be patient with me with the bad English and everything. That was the deal. And then Louis didn't want it anymore. I think he practiced with me. That was the last time. He said, I think he went to play in cover bands and stuff like that. And then KK asked me, hey man, I want to play your songs. What do I have to do? I said, play the whole album. Come. And I even was like, so, you know, my brother, I shouldn't have said that. But at the time I said like, hey, we can come. You can come for an audition.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, horrible person. I'm a better person now. But then
that's how all the like amazing brother relationships in bands. You know what I mean?
Like siblings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Like
I'll audition you, and he said, "Yeah, I'm up for it." And he learned all the songs. He nailed it. Played great with us. And that was it. And then we started playing. Then it became Driller later. And then we recorded again. The Alchemy of Love, Live On. And then the final deal after that. But we played a lot of... Well, you guys remember, because you and KK, you were very much into like the planning, the spreadsheets, and the whole... I'm terrible at that. I don't... And then you were kind of getting in touch with magazines and websites and shows, and you even bought a van at some point, right? Remember?
Yeah, I bought the van. Yeah, like because we started playing quite a few gigs, and it was like it was just easier because I mean, am I right in saying I was the only one that drove in the band when we were playing?
Absolutely, yes.
You were, yeah, you were.
Yeah. So I was like, I think I had the. What car did I have? A Mercedes?
No. It was a Focus.
Focus. I had a Focus, yeah. And it was like a 3-door Focus, and it was just always a tight squeeze. It was horrible. So then it was like, right, let's get a van.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I bought the cheapest van I could, and you could tell it was the cheapest van.
Yeah. But it never broke down or anything. But I remember photos. We took some photos.
It survived, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, for me, it was like, as far as I remember, it was a great van. I mean, compared to some vans we have here in Brazil, you would say that's like a, great van. Yeah, and then so we played around like the Edinburgh area for a few shows for a while. Remember?
Do you remember? Like, I just pick out certain gigs that we played. Do you remember we played Frankenstein's in the basement?
Yeah, great place.
That was quite fun. And then there was the one. Do you remember the Ark that was above the Chinese restaurant at the end of the Princess Street?
Yeah.
And it was horrible. It was horrible because my amplifier was like the heaviest 4x10 cab you could get, and there was this tiny little staircase to get up. To the venue.
I remember that.
Oh, it was horrible.
They're tiny and narrow. Yeah. But we played that show as I think we played there twice. What the first time wasn't twice?
I
First
think
time
that
it
was
was
our
twice, yeah, yeah.
second gig, man. I
No.
think that was our second gig.
Yeah, but the first time we played there was as Alex Reck. Then I think we may have. I don't remember. I don't recall it.
No, I don't think we ever came back there. I don't remember playing there twice.
Right. So it was
think
only
we
that
just
time
played
because
it.
we were still already playing. We were playing those. We played those songs from my Brazilian album in English. Then with the English lyrics.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember that. And then yeah, that one was as Alex Reck though. Yes. And also we were, I mean, we were, I'm saying that because we were taking that seriously at the time, right? Like a van, we had a beautiful big banner. It's still with KK. I left it there with you, right? Because I couldn't bring it.
Cool.
You know, there was the big, beautiful
Wow.
banner. I think you guys, well, Thomas, I don't know, knew the people who would make it, and they made it for us.
Oh yeah, geez,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then we made the stickers, the albums, everything, man. Like,
Kids,
and,
yeah.
and you guys had that spreadsheet. I still have that in my computer, like with the, bar, the bar telephone numbers and magazines and reviews and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool, man. I really enjoyed that time. But in the music, I think, because my idea now is to re-release all my catalog. And Driller is a big part of that because there's an album now. The single's out and the EP. That's my project for next year. Both. I want to do them right, because great songs on it, but the production is what we could do at the time, so I think Alchemy of Love has great, music and great songs in it, and I want to make justice for those songs, for all that stuff.
Justice for Driller.
Justice for
Justice for
Driller.
Driller.
Yeah. Well, we never made it big, so we can make the recordings right. Right? Yeah, I was like, I thought, I never get into anything thinking, oh, I'm not sure it's gonna happen. I was like completely 100% like, okay, this is gonna happen. Let's do it, But then you realize that there's a music industry, there's a whole reality about it out there that you have no control over, and then we have those dynamics between band members for every band in the world. That's difficult to manage and deal with. It's difficult to have it's difficult to be in a family and have everybody to agree on something. Imagine you having a band that different personalities, different music influences. So that's also was a challenge, like I remember everything, even the fights, even the big fights. Me and Thomas facing each other. Wow, I'm gonna kick your ass. No, I'm gonna kick your ass. And remember,
Oh,
Mark was there for a photo shoot. He was like, what the fuck is going on?
yes, I do remember it. Oh, mad.
I love it. I love the whole thing because it's all
But like that
great
it's
stories.
exactly what you're saying though. Like that's the thing. Like everyone's from a different background, and there's a lot of dynamic going on in the background.
Yeah.
And the band takes priority in some respects, but then it takes a backseat in other respects. And when those things don't align,
Yeah.
because obviously, I think you were at university,
Yes.
so you were like obviously training, you were like learning how to it was music, wasn't it? It was was it music production you did,
Yes.
or was it?
Well,
Yeah,
I did
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of things, but in my last year, I decided to drop it because I thought, wow, I'm never going to be as good as all the guys that are studying engineer now. So I decided I'm going to focus on what I'm good at, right? Which is singing and playing and everything else. But I was learning a lot I did like 2-3 modules on recording and production. So yeah, I was trying to apply all the things that I was learning into Driller, into production of the songs too, and I try sometimes overdoing it, like most of the time actually overdoing
Yeah.
overdoing it. Yeah. But why are you saying that? You're saying that like you were kind
No,
of
no, no. I was just saying like that. That
context.
was I remember that like we're saying trying to get on and trying to everyone agree on stuff and
Yes.
because you were training and I was training.
Yes.
I was finishing my I finished my training 2009, and then I started my job, and then obviously the more I got into my job, the more I had to put into my job. And I remember playing those gigs. I mean, even like, I think the one in Frankenstein's was like a Thursday night or something like that, and I had to go to work the next day, and it was like go in, do the gig, pack up,
Yeah.
get home at 1 o'clock in the morning, up at 6 again for work the next day, and it was like, and it was really good fun, and I was enjoying it. But then also you're looking alongside the, oh man, like I'm working so hard again, for everything. And I think the same for you when you were doing your university and stuff like that, and it was like I think that's where we like we had some heated discussions.
Well, the same with KK, right? KK also had job,
Yeah.
go to the next
Yeah,
party. So, yeah.
No, I got like properly like burned out in the end because I was
yeah,
so tired because we're like playing with the band and then the final deal came and we recorded in 2 days, but then mixing and doing everything else was so demanding. And I had like a full-time
Months,
job and my
months.
life, and months. So like going to work in the morning and then
Yes,
going to Alex's in the evening, like every day, including
yes,
Saturdays for like
yes.
months.
And
And then we did played a few gigs, and then in the end, when we kind of split up or something, like I remember walking in the house and I just kind of dropped my drum stuff on the side and was so relieved that was I didn't have to play anymore. It was like just like
you didn't have to
that's
play
it.
anymore
And
and
then
deal with those guys.
no, 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 no. It wasn't like I didn't have to
Okay.
play. I didn't have to play music anymore
Yes.
because it was like you go and you learn the songs, you arrange the songs, and you write and you do everything. And I was so tired. And
Yes.
then I didn't like man. I didn't listen to music for like about a year. There was no music that I would like intentionally go and play because I was so tired. And
Yes.
it was like after a year that I went back because I was exhausted. Because so
Burnt
yeah,
out.
we put like a lot of work into it. I remember doing the things that I said with spreadsheets and
Yeah.
like contacting, like
Absolutely.
oh,
websites
that
and people all over the place. And then, getting some like cool feedback, people coming to us and saying, oh, that's cool and stuff. But it's one thing to have like someone in Brazil saying that's cool, someone in Japan saying that's cool, someone in the UK, someone over in America. But then you don't get those five guys to come and see you. So it's
no.
really difficult to build that momentum and make things happen. So yeah, I got properly burned out in the end. But it
Yeah.
was cool. It was a great experience. And again, going back to Leave On, that was like probably like the cherry on the
Yeah,
music
I would say like
we
that was
did.
the best bit when it like that was
Yeah.
I think I don't know, you're talking about like the effort and the work that goes into it is like because we'd started building that momentum, so there was some kind of level of anticipation. There was people that came to see us, and there was
Yeah.
so then it's like that next level, and you know you talking about not listening to music and things like that. You almost feel guilty listening to music. Like I should be practicing. I've got a gig
Yeah.
next weekend. Like I should be practicing because there's people paying to come and see us.
Yeah.
Like. And it's like mad. I mean, it wasn't hundreds of people coming to see us, but like there was that. Oh, we've spoke to this person, and this person's gonna come, and like we need to put
Yeah.
on a good show, and
Man,
no,
whoever
definite.
would come to the show would be amazed, at least, by our songs, by our musicianship, by the band. I remember even at that very last show that we did with Squeak. Remember Squeak? KK.
Yeah, Squid Man. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the only time we had a second guitar player playing all those parts was pretty cool. And I remember people after the show, like some guys, hey, man, that was so great seeing you guys. It reminded me of like Racer X, and that was like the highest compliment I could ever get, like from an audience that was like, and the young kids just excited about seeing us play. So I think, you know, even if you have everything, sometimes, you know, it it would take a long time, a lot of investment, and we have, like, because music has always been part of our lives. I was in the UK also having like day jobs when I wasn't doing day jobs I was at university, so there was always something else. It wasn't only music the whole time. So then, and also like remember that when we also our mom had that terrible disease that took
Yeah.
years like taking care of her, and I think that's why we stopped the Final Deal production for a while. Remember, we had to stop it because during she was already going through that. And then she passed away. Then we kind of had a little break too. Well, before that, we had a little break. And then at some point we got back to it. But then you're affected and your mental health is just, out of the window.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the big reasons why we and Thomas had an altercation during practice to take it lightly. And that's why I also we were like, at the end, like, oh, let's just drop it, because also like, at the time I had a different mentality about it, like, because you're waiting for, something to happen big, and then you don't give it enough time. You don't, you put all the work, you're working intensely, insanely, but man, for any band, I mean, it's just chill. It's at least 10 years for you guys to get somewhere, even like not big, but to kind of developed a reputation and some people to get to know you, because a lot of people never hear about some bands in the world. I'm talking about any kind of artists. It's not about being good or having a great set of songs, or it's about getting to people so people know about you. Nowadays with the algorithm and the internet, it's much easier, but I mean, even you have to work hard a lot of people come to me nowadays still, like in Brazil, say, hey, I didn't know, my students, because I teach English, they say, hey, I didn't know you play the guitar, or I didn't know you have your music, stuff like, it's just like, wow, like, so a lot of people would come across, we'll come across the earlier, will be like, wow, who's these guys? Who are these guys? They're still on, they're still playing. Oh, it's such a shame. They should have made it big, maybe, for some people. But it's not that, right? It's much bigger than that. Like, what makes a band to make it in the industry? And I think, I think it's all about timing as well, right? I think timing, I think it's it's a big thing too. Like, but I have no regrets. I'm not like, I don't have nostalgia about it. Oh, time. No, I mean, I'm proud of that. I'm really proud of that.
Yeah.
I love what we did. It's part of our history. It's out there for people to check it out. Maybe one day we can do a reunion. That will be fun. Learning, for me, playing singing and playing those songs is insane. It's so hard. I remember having so much trouble live to remember the lyrics, or to sing and play some of things that are difficult to play, in itself. Imagine singing over it, and I was practicing a lot. I was kind of managing to get, but it was always like, I think we didn't have time to really take everything in and give it time to settle in, and we're like, okay, now we own it, right? I was playing always at
But
my
you know
limit.
what?
Always at my limit.
But you know what? It's like, if you really pay attention to other musicians and other bands, what they do, you don't play music like that if you have a day job. I think it was Nuno Bittencourt who said, like, if you're a musician and you need a side job to pay the bills, make sure you flip burgers, because that's an awful job and you don't want to keep it forever. Because if you have a job that pays well and you've got to a certain, I don't know, kind of comfort in life, then music will take kind of second place.
Yeah.
But then also, like, you see the guys like Rush is back now, blah blah blah, and the guys have been practicing for like a year, and their first gigs will be in 2 or 3 months from now. So you're talking about guys that have been doing that for their whole life, and they take a year of their lives to practice individually, then with the band, then to practice for a show, to start then touring.
Yes.
So you don't do that with a day job, having like,
Yeah.
half an hour to practice a day and then play with the band for an hour over the weekend and trying to, like, it's impossible, man.
Absolutely.
That's like if you're like 16 years old and everyone's 16 and that's all you do, go
Yes.
to school and play music all the time.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. But at the stage we were, and the two of us, just being away in a foreign country, you provide for yourself. There's no family here to help you or anything else. So you had to do everything. And to do everything and still like try to be the best you can and play those songs.
Yes.
That's
We
like
were, we were very, very busy at the time. Of course, yeah. You guys mentioned that Thomas was finishing his degree, me too. Like, and then we went through
yeah,
our mother's disease, the whole thing. That thing was really bad too. And you had, of course, you guys had to, because for me it was a little easier. I think I have to say that because I was a student, music student, so I could wake up at 12 if I wanted to, right? And I could work for 12, 15 hours and then sleep another 10, something like that, over 9 hours. But for you guys, you had to get up very early in the morning. Sometimes it didn't even had class at university in the morning. Musicians don't have class in the morning at university. No, we did, but then would be not before 9 or 10. You know what I mean?
But I think but the thing was with it, I enjoyed doing it. Like it was
Yeah.
like the enjoyment of doing it that drove you
yeah,
to do it.
Yes.
Like it's like anything, like you play Sunday league football, right? You practice, you go and you go and training on a Wednesday and then you go and practice in the park, your free kicks in your spare time. That's your hobby, you enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
And it was the same for this, like with Driller and playing in the band, playing live, it was a hobby. I enjoyed doing it and stuff like that. But I think, like you say, when the momentum started to grab us and then suddenly there's more gigs and then there's more pressure to release new songs and then there's this, and then I think then it changes, it changes from being the hobby that you enjoy doing to
Yeah.
you must, like, we must. It wasn't a case of we want to practice this week because we want to be good at what we do. It was we have to practice this week because we've got to write a new song because we've got this and we've got that. And then, it's difficult at that point because then you are juggling those two things where you're going, I've got to provide for my family, but I want to do this. This is my hobby, but now this is becoming more of a job.
Yeah.
And then now that's the difficulty. And when you start losing that spark, when you start losing that enjoyment, it's really hard to get it back.
But now I see what we got wrong. And we should have left our jobs, get the van and tour the country, fuck everything, live like gypsies. Live like gypsies, like just music, fuck everything else, but
Well, that's it. You said 10 years. You said 10 years. So, like, geez,
Yeah.
we'd be multi-platinum now.
exactly. Oh man, yeah.
We wouldn't be on Zoom. We would have had a private jet to your house in Brazil,
yeah.
and we'd be sitting around the pool. We'd be reminiscing about that tour we did where Motley Crue supported us.
Exactly. Exactly, man. Yeah.
Brilliant.
I don't know if we would have hired a keyboard player though. I don't know. I'm not sure about it. Maybe second. Yeah, Squeak would always be. Would still be in the band, but not keyboard.
What was the thing with the keyboard player?
We
What
weren't
was the thing with the
fans.
keyboard
We
player?
weren't
Did
fans
you
of-
always want one? And then me and KK were like, no, absolutely not. Or I can't remember. There was something about, shall we get a keyboard player?
I
I
don't
think
know.
Alex wanted. I think Alex wanted
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and we were like, no way, man.
Never wanted. Yeah, but it's good, man. It's good for the vibes. Helps with the whole ambience for the show and.
Nah.
But yeah, man. So there's that. There's a lot of things that you create a lot of expectation, and have that that feeling of anticipation, wanting to see things happening, and then you have it's like being like, but we're not like being Superman, but we're not. We're just humans. With like Superman. Like you're in the office during the day, and then at night you just become that guy who plays music and go out there and do your best, but at some point it catches up with you, I suppose, right? That's what we've been saying, basically, isn't it? Like, yeah. So that's that. If you were, when you were, the best time of anyone's lives to have bands like, I mean, we're not talking, we had a band where we became friends, right? We met each other and then we started playing and became friends. but a lot of bands are just like, like if you think about it, a lot of bands when it's different. Like Dream Theater, I'm not sure if Dream Theater is a band that were all friends at the beginning, like if they met at the Musicians Institute and then. But if you want to have a band like Nirvana was, or like a Foo Fighters, it was like you're traveling all over the country and then you're playing together and you forget about everything else. You're just having fun. It's difficult to do that when you're in your 30s, right, or 40s, or even like when you're in 20s, but you're graduating from university. Like you have to make a decision, and right, so it's really tough. Like I mean, you have to give up on a
And
lot
it's
of
also
things.
like, yeah, I don't know, like if you remember, like when you were 20, you would wake up and have whatever old pizza for breakfast and
Yeah,
go out, go to a party, go come back home like 2, 3 in the morning and wake up at 5. And you could do that consistently. And you were happy with that. But now you try to do that now. I mean, it's just impossible, you know.
yeah. You
I
go to
was like, oh, Alex is like, that's 9 o'clock. I was like, 9 o'clock? That's too late. You know, it's already like, when I grab my book and read, it was like, go to bed or something. You know, you just don't have it. It's your biology, you know, it just kind of changes over time
right.
to just being asked to do something that's very hard mentally, physically, emotionally, on top of everything else you have in life. So it's tough. But we did it. It was fun.
I
Yeah,
think
You
we
know, it
did
was
all right on our
exciting.
own.
It was exciting as well, you know, at the very beginning, like, oh, we're gonna go out and play music that we like, you know, play in front of people we've never seen before. So that's gonna be cool. So like no regrets, you know, so all
yeah,
good.
absolutely, absolutely.
Is that not one of the themes of the song that we're here talking about today?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No regrets and live on, like, you know.
Your rights
Yeah,
and
yeah.
your wrongs, yes, and yeah. So we had that first phase of Driller that we recorded the EP and the single, and Thomas was in the band, and then Thomas left the band, came back to the band later. So you see, we were trying, man, right? After actually,
Yeah.
when you left too, we also it's not like you left and we carried on with the band with another bass player. No, we didn't have anybody. We stopped playing too. We focused completely on the new album, the final deal. And then you weren't around, so I recorded the basses, of course. But and then you came back and you were like, okay, let's do it. You know. So there what was this struggle of actually making it happen and managing music with your personal lives and jobs and everything. Yes. Then, but it was great. I think, yeah, great history, great music we wrote, we put out. Now I want to release everything, but with to the music to the industry standards in terms of recording production. I think there's also something about the alchemy of love. There's like a couple things here and there that we recorded, and there's mistakes we didn't fix. But nowadays I can fix it.
Don't fix anything. Just leave it.
I
Fixing
I
it.
remember I was
Bye.
even like alchemy of.
That's part of you. That's part of your history.
I
Don't
hear
fix
you
it.
today. I hear me rushing with the rhythms, rhythm guitar, like rushing a little bit. Say, oh, we could just bring it, like relax, Alex. Take a deep breath, and that would be cool.
Do you remember that playing live, KK? Alex rushing things.
I
What?
think I would as well. Do you remember that was like the song was 1, 2, 3, 4, and it was like 1, 2, 3, 4. It was like, yeah, that was insane. But I remember, I don't know, it's just you just get like excited and it just push, and then when you see you just playing faster. But everyone does it, our favorite bands, have done it. And some of their best music recorded live, things are a bit kind of, sped up, and but all part of it. It's one of the cool things about it, because like these days you see a band and they sound the same every night,
Uh huh.
because everything is on the grid, everything
Yes.
is to the click. And then what about singers tonight? And then the guys are a bit slow, but then tomorrow they are a bit ahead of the beat, just because it is what it is. And there's a night they are just like tight as it can be. Because we're people playing music, it's not supposed to be robotic and perfect every night.
Yeah. I mean, that's one way to look at it. I agree with you completely. Some bands want to the click like perfectly. Like everything sounds quantized. Some people are more laid back about it, and some people don't care about it at all. Like it just depends, what kind of artist you are. But I agree with you. Like especially when you're grooving, and like Driller is all. I mean, if you look at Driller, also like we have songs that are like hard rock, but also very groovy. Like with so it's hard to like keep playing with the click, but having that groove around the beat without being too robotic. Yeah. So and also something interesting about the music that we wrote together, we arranged and recorded, is that the EP is like more classic hard rock with probably a bit of glam sound to it, a little bit. Not glam in the sense of Motley Crue, like that glam, but in terms of Winger, maybe Extreme, there's some of that in that first EP. And then Live On like brings something like more rock, more classic rock with the catchy melodies. And then you go to the final deal, like which is like hard and heavy progressive metal with like just we were pushing, like, because I think this is KK's fault, because KK actually I think I have to say that Driller for me is like only really happened also like that in that way because KK was always pushing me. Hey, you have to play more guitar, you have to do more solos, you have to like really go for more extreme difficult riffs. And so I was like, otherwise I will be just playing because this is what it used to be, the Instinto Mar, that's Instinto Mar. Yeah, so
Okay.
we released in 24. So that's more like what we call a pop rock, Brazilian pop rock, right? Classic songs, but they're compared to Driller, it's much simpler, right? In terms of playing, singing, and everything. And I think the reason that Driller really was put together, like, was one of the reasons was hard rock Thomas influences, but heavy metal KK's influences, I think, and because he was like, okay. And also, like, if you think about it, I don't know if I've ever told you that. Maybe KK knows about it, but probably almost like, if not 100%, but maybe 90-80% of the songs in the final deal they were all riffs that I wrote when I was 17, 16, 17, 18. Like, so they were just sitting there, and I was like, okay, let me get those riffs, like we did with Live On. You showed me a riff, I wrote a song. So I would just go back to my archive, the computer, and look at, okay, I can write a song from that riff, but then we just took it like to, like, it was quite different from what it was at the beginning. Less commercial and less easy to grasp in terms of music. It was more difficult, more niche oriented probably. But I enjoyed the journey too, because, it's like, okay, because, imagine if you were still doing it, we would try to do something different every album, like, also, right? Okay, then the next one, so you try to add different elements. So I think Driller is all these things, like, in my view, is like hard rock, pop, a little, heavy metal, and a little bit of progressive, and I love it. So I'm never gonna do that with my solo stuff, because as a solo artist, I'm not about that, right? If I'm in a band like Driller, okay, because there are other guys that give me some input, inspire me to write differently. So you see, having a band is, I think that's why I can for sure say that was the only band I've had in my life, because, playing my original songs, but I would never have written them the way I did if it wasn't for you guys. So see, I'm just setting up a whole thing just for us to get back together and go for a world tour.
I mean, like, the thing is, we have all got very different music tastes, although we are all like rock, metal kind of like people. Like, we love it.
Yeah.
There's not really many bands that you'll say to me, Alex, and I'll go, oh no, I don't like them. Like, we all like them, but you're really passionate about certain bands.
Yeah.
Certainly in the Driller days, I was very passionate about certain bands. And now I'm passionate about other bands, you know what I mean? And KK as well, like, you can hear all the different influences, and I think that's great, because, there'll be stuff that, I would listen to that you guys wouldn't, that would allow us to look at a different direction. You know, I mean, I hadn't even really heard of Mr. Big until I joined you guys. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then suddenly they were like my favorite band because I was like, oh, Billy Sheehan's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
we went to
I
London
want
together.
to be him. Like,
Remember, we went to London together. The three of
yeah, and we met him as well.
we met them.
Yeah, we met them.
He sat on
Yeah.
he sat on Pat Tarp's lap. Remember? There's a photo.
That's a
With,
funny photo, but that wasn't the
it
case.
looks
That was a
like-
funny photo
it looked like you're sitting on his lap, which is an honor, right?
because he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was behind, like there was a barrier.
Yeah,
So for me to
exactly.
take that photo, I had to kind of curve myself, get all funny around him.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
And we stayed
Yeah.
at a hostel, I think.
Yeah, it was. There was a hostel just along the road from it.
Hostel pub like that, something like that. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So because you got to know Mr. Big through us, I didn't know that actually. I didn't recall
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Then I reckon I'm gonna say, Alex, Mr. Big, Richie Kotzen, and Winger all came from you.
Oh,
Like I had not, and I'll be honest, and I'll be deadly honest here, right? Before I met you, Winger, the only reason I knew Winger was Beavis and Butthead. I was Metallica.
you'd hate on them.
Or is
But
what Metallica video has James Hetfield like throwing a
nothing else matters, is it?
throwing a
Right, that's right. Oh, is it nothing else matters? I think it is.
I think it is. I think it is. And yeah, I didn't know. I think I had never heard about Tool until I met you too. Like, cause you used to play that riff all the
Ah, yeah.
yeah. So
Too.
and KK always liked both, like the classic, the progressive stuff. Probably nowadays much more into like complicated stuff. Like, because I remember one of the things that also we ended Driller at that point. What happened was like, because there was always like this is like a therapy session too. So was like Thomas was more like the melodic glam hard rock at the beginning. KK was always more towards the heavy metal stuff, mainly shit, you know. And I've always liked both. I was in the middle, like, so sometimes I would lean towards Thomas, sometimes I would lean towards KK in terms of arranging and composing, or even like choosing songs to write, play, and record. So, and then at some point I remember like, okay, we're kind of all of it, you know, together. But there was like at the end I remember even KK telling me like, because people told me, hey, why you ended Driller? And then sometimes you just try to find an easy answer, right? An easy way out. And I would say, KK doesn't want to play drums anymore. Because KK told me at some point. No, but listen.
Well, man, it's my fault.
Thomas had left. When Thomas left, because of there was no vibe to be in the band anymore together after that big fight we had the day or 2 days before the show. It was crazy. But then Squeak was like, oh, Alex like that? I'm out too, right? Because he was your friend. And then it was just me and KK left. Actually, we had a guy, an Italian guy, to come in and play with us. He was great. He played like, he made a 6-string bass and could play everything. Driller stuff on his back was crazy. But he didn't have the profile for the band though. Yeah, because Pepe was his name. But he didn't have like it's not about how much you can play, what you can play. It's about chemistry, and we had that. And then I remember after a while we decided, okay, you know what, Driller was the three of us guys, and there's no reason to go on with this. We tried it. We gave it a try. And KK was like, yeah, I'm not really into playing music anymore. That's why I say that to people sometimes. KK was like, I just want to play the drums. I don't want to play music. I just want to play like crazy stuff, changing, time signatures all the time. And I was like, okay. Like Thomas left, KK will just want to play the drums. I'm by myself now, so I'm back to Brazil. Fuck it.
I don't even remember that. I didn't say that.
You told me that. I remember clearly, like, okay, he wants, but and I understand, man, because I think you were burned out, like you said, so you probably were like man, I don't want to have to deal with people or playing, going to gigs. I just want to play my drums maybe that was the mindset, at the time, like just play, or, it's just no drama, because, if you're not mature enough, if, like intelligent enough, a lot of times emotionally and everything, being in a band, being with other people can, get crazy. Like it got with us and gets with every single band in the world at some point, sooner or later. The thing is how you deal with that. And timing, again, I think timing is the thing. What was happening in our lives at the moment, individually and as a band and everything. So yeah, but I blame on KK about Driller not being together anymore.
I'll go with that one then. Yeah, Sam.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
I know. I've always been crazy, right? Guys, I'm mental. So every band has that kind of guy, and I'm the, like, so I know, like there's that Richie Kotzen song, like he says, oh my God, I fucked up again. That's me, But I think I'm at the point in my life that I'm not fucking things up anymore. Like I think, I think I'm pretty good now. I'm very calm, and when I think about something bad, I take a deep breath. I pray a little bit. I remember my 6 years of therapy sessions, and I was like, okay. I remember my mistakes in the past, and I was like, okay, Alex, let it go. You don't have to get in a fight about every single thing that people don't agree on in a band. Because I have a band now, original and cover now. So I was just like, okay, I have musicians that are very different, the way I play, or even like the way I think, or not even friends. And I'm okay with that nowadays. I think at the time I was trying to find a perfect chemistry, a family band, and having to go through shit, and then just living, like they say, living in an imaginary castle. And then you become a neurotic, and then you just think that's real. And then a third person comes and wants to charge you for that, which is a psychiatry, right? Because you're living in that imaginary castle that's just in your head. So I got it, man. I got it. Years of therapy. So now it's time. World tour. Yeah, If you weren't.
I mean, it could happen. Like that's how Tesseract practice, I believe. Like I think they all live in different parts of the world, and they all practice.
There we go. New albums coming up.
Yeah, there we go.
New music. Let's start writing new music. Being in different countries. It's possible nowadays. A lot of people do that. But I think by KK's look, like he's not even. Wow. Like he doesn't want to tour the world.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Like the subject, music. I don't know. It's very
I'm joking.
Complex.
I would be happy enough if one day we could get into a rehearsal room and then play some of the songs again. Just drink a couple beers. That would be fantastic. Already,
That would be cool. That would be cool to do. That would be cool.
You need to give me about a year's notice to learn all those flipping riffs again.
Me too, man. Me too. Wouldn't be easy. But it'll be fun.
But you know what you do? You just start playing the songs, and then you end up writing a new song. Because it's what you can play at a time.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah.
I don't know, but you can play this. Okay.
That is the mad thing, like, because I remember practicing for Driller, and funnily enough, no pun intended, it was drills. It was like you didn't practice songs, you didn't practice, you weren't practicing per se riffs or anything like that. It was technique. Like 90% of what you were doing was technique. It was click track on. It was, changing from different tempos or different time signatures. It was, like running through scales. It was, it was. My practice wasn't practicing music. Like I remember my girlfriend, listening to me practice, and she was like, "Can you just play a song?" Because all she was hearing was like that's all she heard.
But it's your fault. It's the bass. You chose the bass, man. You should have like you're doing now. You're playing the acoustic now. Now she's like, okay, you're playing music. Now it's the proper.
Yeah, this is actual music now. Yeah. But it's mad though. It's
It's mad.
Yeah, it's mad. I mean, to go back and relearn those tunes would be,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be effort. But I think
Yeah.
the thing is, it's muscle memory. It's like riding a bike. Once you start, you'll go.
Yeah.
Like when we did that live on, it was like, how am I ever going to remember what I played there? And then 2 or 3 run throughs, and it was like, oh yeah, actually I remember this now.
Yeah.
I remember how I did this. I remember the shape. I remember the pattern. Right. Okay. Cool. I've got it.
Yeah. That's a nice plug because we after now promoting Live On for a while, I'll be releasing that collab video. KK wasn't up for that at the time, busy, and has got a 7-year-old daughter now. I don't remember what. Yeah, he was just being a dad full time and jobs and then we went for a collab, right? Me and you and Louis. Louis got the drums.
Yeah.
And then you had to relearn Live On for that. And I told you, hey, you told me, you asked me, hey, how should I record it? And it's just stand up in the camera, like performing live. And they're like, yeah, you did it. So I'm putting it out probably in a month time. So that's
Cool.
It's a different take, like, because Louis is playing like a case part, but adding a couple of things that it's in his style. So that's gonna help to promote the song too. Yeah, and then yeah, how was it for you to? Was fun. Was easy to remember everything.
Yeah, it was fun. It was weird. Like it almost felt like being in a cover band, like learning your song. But you're like, we wrote this song. Like, do you know what I mean? Like there was a few bits. I think like on the first run through of the first verse.
Yeah.
There's like there's a bit that goes on the bass. It goes like it just does a little run, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's really cool. The person that wrote that's pretty cool. And I was like, oh, hang on a minute.
When we were, I remember that actually. I remember when we were recording it, and then you actually did it, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
you just came up with that, and we're recording. It sounds great. Sounded great. It sounds great now. And but Live On, probably you're saying, guys, maybe it's probably the most emblematic Driller song. Maybe a song that can really say what Driller is all about, kind of. But it's an easy song to play compared to everything we did in the final deal, and a lot of stuff we did in the Alchemy of Love. It's an easy song in a way, isn't it? Because there's no fast runs, there's no time signature changes, tempo changes, nothing. It's just like, so that's why, and I love it. Mid-tempo songs, they're very enjoyable to play. You don't have to think about it, struggle with any parts. You don't even have to practice that much, but you do have to remember learning the parts, right? Because for me, of course, I'm talking about the music, because the solo is not music. The solo is just solo. It's not part of when you copyright a song, it doesn't matter what you did on the drums in terms of rolls or feels, or on the guitar. It's just the melody. Not even the chords matter that much, but the melody. So, but yeah, the solo is the only thing that's insane in that song, really. Everybody tells me that, like, even now, like, people are listening to the song and saying, wow, what the fuck is that solo, right? Because some people listen to my own stuff and they don't see that kind of playing. So that's why I think Driller for me is like, one day we're gonna do it again, because I need to kind of have those muscles going again, because those muscles like don't have like solo thing.
Yeah.
And
You see, Tom. Yeah. You see, it was my fault the band ended, but it was my fault that we got those fingers moving. Got a bit of both.
But I have something to say about it too, because at the time, for example, when you're in a band and you have like all these complicated guitar parts, instrumental things, and whatever, the bass doesn't have to go for it. It doesn't have to be the same. And doesn't, like, I think nowadays I'm like, hey, play whatever it sounds good, because you have many ways to play around anything, right? So instead of doing just like man, or pum 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 pum, it sounds good too. So pum pum pum, I think it's too funny. But if you kind of do something like that, kind of in a way rearrange it, but make because it's, again, if the song sounds like, another thing I remember now, it's like in Driller, because of my Brazilian stuff, my Brazilian music, you guys were like, hey, we need more choruses, Alex. And that was a struggle for me too. You two came to me and said, hey, and I was like, oh my God, like I'm not really, like if you Alchemy of Love, she doesn't have a chorus. Into the Dark Blue Sky, it's kind of a chorus, but it's not like a big chorus. Alchemy of Love, we have a chorus, right?
Yeah.
Burning Youth is more like, no, it's not kind of proper. Like
it's more shouty, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's more of a shouty kind of.
Perfect. And then there's also Angels Without Wings doesn't have like a proper chorus either. It was only Live On, and then we did that a lot in the final deal, and that's something interesting too, because I wasn't up to that point much into like creating big choruses for songs, and that's a big thing for people to chant along, and helps the band a lot to connect with the audience, I suppose, right? You having choruses, and I was like, so that's one good thing that I remember that happened. So I started writing songs with more choruses.
Yeah. I think for me, because I remember saying that, but I think for me it was more like a way to get away from repetition.
Right.
Like you're arranging a song and then you're back to the whatever riffs, and then you say, the name of the song, or,
Yes.
and I was like, man, that's boring.
Formula.
In my brain. Yeah, you create that formula.
Someone broke Creedence Clearwater for me the other day, like, because I was like, we were listening to some pop music, and I was like, it all just sounds the same. It's the same. It's so it's so much. It's just a formula. And then we started listening to Creedence Clearwater, and my mate went, formula? And I went, oh no, don't ruin Creedence for me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely. So
there's a lot of popping in rock and even metal.
Yeah.
That you go and you listen, and you go like, this is just like pop music, but with heavy guitars.
Listen to Judas Priest, like almost like, is it Turbo Lover? Something like that. Turbo Lover? Is that the name of the album? Lover.
I love that.
Lover it definitely is. Yeah.
I love
that.
Yeah, if you play that on acoustic guitar, it sounds very Kate Parrish. Some of the songs, like big, melodic, happy chorus, like, but within the heavy metal context and the attitude and everything else, it's just badass, right? In that kind of arrangement. So why not?
Was that not our favorite? Was that not our favorite riff to play? Black Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, at Driller practices.
Yeah,
I think that was our go-to, wasn't it?
There was always some Sabbath, and Alex was not really into it. It was like, play some Sabbath.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, you used to play that.
That was not fun. Jesus. Fucking hell.
No, come on.
I think we should.
Let's go. I think there was like a time when we wanted to play like bits and pieces of like other songs from other bands.
Oh, like a medley.
We wanted to do a medley.
So, and then we wanted to do like some.
Did that not just come about because? Did that not just come about because we knew that we would never be quite on it enough to play the full Scarified, but we wanted to play the riff?
Absolutely. Wow,
I don't know. I think it was just maybe like, or we thought that maybe we can play some covers, just to play some covers.
We did. We did do that. We definitely did do that.
I remember why medleys, because we're gonna do a medley for this cover band that I have now. Only like 10 minutes playing just the most classic blues rock riffs. Why? Because, man, you have no idea how hard it was to come up with the set list for this band, because I have a very particular voice. I don't sing very high up. I don't have, big low ends. Like, so I have this kind of middle, middle in the spectrum of frequency, kind of in the middle. I can go to some highs, but not that much. So I remember that I could never sing like Judas Priest stuff, Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, whatever. So for me, playing the riffs is a way of kind of enjoying that, but no, I can't sing that. So at least we can play that. You're right, KK. You said that. I think that at least we can play the riffs in Driller, but not doing covers. Yeah. But what we should have done is we should have had Driller and we should have had like another project, the three of us just playing covers, so we could make money and support Driller and don't have not having to work or have a job or whatever. Then we'd be cool.
Yeah.
Just playing like Oh, I remember that band, your friends from Peebles, Strange Brew. Are they still going?
Yeah, well, that was who I was playing with. Yeah, so
Oh,
yeah, I mean,
you're in the band now because I remember you subbed.
yeah. So I was, yeah. So,
Right.
but
Permanent member.
yeah, we don't play very often, like a couple of times a year.
Yeah, good band, the good
So
classic rock band, right? You guys had like, yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe Driller. We thought about having a singer, remember, and a keyboard player and a singer and two guitar players. So many things happened. We remember at some point I was in a crisis, like, oh man, I think we should have a singer, but we couldn't find anyone. And then we're like, okay, I'm gonna. And then I would change my mind and say, no, I'm the singer. So yeah.
I remember that being. I do remember that though, because I remember you saying, like, because we were talking about the band, and it was like the audience participation part of it.
Yes.
And it was like that kind of interaction, and I remember you saying like that was always a struggle. Was like you're with the guitar, you're stuck.
Yes, absolutely.
Like you could move, but you didn't have that freedom.
Yeah, yeah, and we're thinking about maybe it would be good for the band having a front man, like a lead singer or something like that. For again, like KK said before, like trying to optimize the chance of the band of becoming something. Like you're just losing sleep over but sometimes not about that. It's just like stick to what you're doing long enough and never give up. Keep going.
Yeah. But just going back to playing covers, we did play some. I remember like playing some like Judas Priest or
Yeah, we played Priest.
Velvet Revolver or something like.
Yeah,
We did
Played
play
like
Velvet
those
Revolver.
songs. And Black Sabbath, I think. And then at some point we're like, that's boring. We don't want to do that. And we stopped.
after midnight. We used to play that.
Yeah.
And, even
Yeah.
Highway to Hell, we played that. But for me, it was
Oh yeah, we did.
yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But it
was
was boring. Then we
even
gave
more
up.
even more of a struggle for me to sing it. Singing Driller is already kind of a struggle in some ways, but singing those songs is just like, man, it's frustrating sometimes because I couldn't reach some of those high notes, like like so we could change a little bit that, but then I think the best thing was just stick to the originals. That's what we did, and that was great, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we need to buy that van again, but first we need. Oh man, and I felt so sad and sorry for when you bought the van, you were excited, you were back in the band, and we play a few shows, and then you were out of the band again, and then you sold the van.
No, mate.
Fuck,
Was
right?
it was it easy to sell it, Tom?
That van got scrapped. That van
Oh,
got
really?
picked up,
Fuck
and
We
me.
never got to
yeah,
sell it.
really. Yeah. Well, it wasn't worth selling it. Like
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
so
It
it
got to the
was.
point, yeah, it
I didn't.
was.
I didn't lose much money on it. It was
Oh
absolute.
God.
I didn't lose what I'd got out of the having the van. So
Yeah.
it was good. Like
Because
it was
yeah,
good.
a shame we didn't even get to the
Um,
point that we were gonna paint the van with the Driller logo and everything. Remember?
yeah.
I remember that now.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
Crazy.
no, but it's
Oh,
mad, isn't it? Like it
should
is
have
mad.
done that.
But yeah, I know KK has his electronic drum kit nowadays. You also have that is a Tama drum kit, isn't it? You still have it, right?
Oh, I still have my kit here in the
Start in
garage.
your
You know
house.
what? Yeah, because I cannot play. I mean, that's too loud. I mean,
Why
you don't play. You need a studio.
hasn't sold that yet? He's waiting for the big tour for the comeback.
Waiting for the
See?
tour.
That's the reason.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what about your gear, Thomas? You still have like because you had some nice gear, like a rack with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I've still got the gear. Yeah. I've had to buy a new cab because my cab had it didn't really do so well. So yeah, so I've got a six. Well, now I've got a 6x10 instead of 4x10.
Oh,
But it's a 4x10 with a 2x10 like extension cab. So
wow.
Cool.
Nice.
Loud enough.
And
Nice.
bassist.
it's purely you know, overcompensating, you know.
Yes. Right. But you have
But
I remember you had two basses, right? Like a thing. Or just
yeah,
one
I've got loads like
Loads
of
now?
yeah, I've got the Fender, like the precision bass, the orange one.
Right.
I've got a new neck for that now, like because I stopped playing that because it had a jazz neck, and I started getting used to playing precision.
Right.
And then I couldn't go back to playing that one again, so then I got someone to make me a new neck for it.
Yeah. No jazz.
So it's
No
precision.
jazz.
No jazz. There's no
Nice.
more jazz. Um, and then yeah,
And a
so
hey, you bought a 5-string, isn't it?
yeah, I've got 5 string, and I've got so when I went to work in Amsterdam,
Right.
I borrowed a bass guitar off someone, and when I was finished and I was going back home, like I took the guitar back to the guy, you know, and I said, "Oh, thank you very much for lending me it." Like it was on a forum, it was on a bass forum, and the guy was like, "I've got a spare guitar you can use," so I used it, and then when I took the guitar back to him, he was like, "Oh no, just keep it. I don't want it back." And I was like, "Whoa, like you know, I really love it, but like let me give you something for it." And then he showed me his bass guitar room, and honestly, this thing was just stacked. Like any kind of bass guitar that you could think of that was famous, he's got it. And then he was like, "You like Billy Sheehan, don't you?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I love Billy Sheehan." And he was like, "You ever played an Attitude bass?" And I was like, "No." So he was like, "Oh, I've got one, but I can't play it. The neck's too wide. It's too wide for me." And I was like, "All right." He was like, "Look, plug it in." So off I go, plug it in, play it. Ridiculous amount of controls, because obviously you've got like all the different
Yeah.
pickups, and then you've got like all these. You know, you can
Yeah.
do all sorts with it. So anyway,
So he gave you that
so
thing.
then he comes back in the room. He comes back in the room, and he was like, "Do you want that?" And I was like, "Oh, what?" Like, I paid for it. I paid for it, definitely
Okay.
paid for it.
Okay.
But yeah, he was like, "Yeah, I can't play it. Like, would you buy it?" And I was
buy
like,
it?
"Yeah, all right." So I've got an Attitude as well. I've got an
Ah,
Attitude 3. So
show me some pictures later, man.
oh yeah, I'll show you them.
The blue
Yeah,
one, the blue one,
Wow.
white scratch guard.
it's black.
Black.
It's an Attitude
That's
3,
why.
so it's black.
Oh, it's the
Yeah,
black
yeah, yeah.
one.
So
Alright.
And
yeah, all
has
black.
the double input, like.
Yeah, it's got the double input. It's got double input, but
Okay.
like it's wired in a way. It's got like push in, pull out
Right.
knobs, so you can change it. So you can mix
Right.
the pickups rather than have two separate.
Nice. Like
So
push.
you can play it like a normal bass. You don't need 2 amps.
Got it. Got it. Nice. Nice, man. Wow.
So
So you're
that's
ready.
pretty cool.
So you're ready. You have a bass stack, like, or a bass rack.
Yeah, I love it. Like, and that's really frustrating at the moment. Like, one of the frustrating things about doing work on the house at the moment is that I don't have them here, so I can't just like pick them up and play them.
Right. Right.
But
But
yeah,
you're a solo artist now too, so you have your acoustic. You sing a lot of songs. You're playing. You play like open night live live. What do you call it in the UK? I can't remember. Open night.
it's like open mics.
Open mic nights.
Yeah, open mic nights. Yeah.
Do you play always by yourself? Like you do never play with a band, right? It's always you, but it's always like covers too.
Yeah, it's always covers. Like it's always covers.
Right. Right.
Like I've not like it's a couple of tunes that I've written, but I think I'm the same as you, Alex. Like you know, I write songs, but I'm like
Right.
I feel like there's something missing with it. You know, where you're like where you can't really bounce it off anyone and be
There you
like,
go. There
oh,
you go. Yes, exactly. And now, but one great, a great thing that I think it's when I saw that you were playing these gigs, I thought, wow. I remember in Driller, you couldn't sing at the time at all, or you wouldn't sing. Not that you couldn't, you wouldn't. But you start doing backing vocals, and then okay, you can. Now you're just a singer yourself. That's amazing, right? So even you know, another reason for us to do it again, because now you can do all the backing vocals anymore, even sing a song yourself. Bernie,
No, I can't do the backing vocals because if I remember rightly, the backing vocals required my balls to be in a vice.
Yeah. They're
Never,
super high. Yeah,
never.
yeah,
yeah, I remember that, and I remember that I owed you an apology as well for that last show. I remember I couldn't remember the lyrics for No Tomorrow, and then I left you singing by yourself, like, and then you look at me like rage in your eyes, like wanting to kill me, like, no, leave until tomorrow, and I was like, and I started laughing on stage, like thinking, like,
Yeah, I remember.
this is funny. We're like, fuck you, I'm out of the band. You know, like, it's just, you know. But I always wanted to tell you that wasn't on purpose. It was accidental. Totally an accident because I couldn't. I just, you know, those blank moments you have. Like I couldn't remember the lyrics, and then I look at it, and it was the worst because it felt like I did that on purpose because of our fight the day before. It's just like that was just a disaster, you know. Like, but then. But yeah, I'm saying that because then you were by yourself singing those fucking high backing vocals, like, you know, like they sound great if you don't hear it that much, right? You hear them as in the background.
Yeah, it is literally the back end.
Yeah, and it's super high, yes. But nowadays you could sing everything one octave lower, like just that's it.
It's mad, like it's just so funny how you remember those things, though, isn't it?
I
Like,
remember
you know,
everything.
and I forget. You know, I kind of forgot how I would say how professional we were that night on that gig
Professional?
because because we booked the gig, and obviously we weren't feeling it. Like, you know, it was like, yeah, we have to play this gig. We have to go through with this. We have to play
Yeah.
this gig.
Yeah. See?
But yeah, I remember it was like, and I think, and now you've reminded me of that moment. Like, obviously, because that was a PTSD moment for me. Like, you know,
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna have a nightmare now tonight. I'm gonna have to wake up in a cold sweat.
Yes, man. But you took it.
Nice.
You took it as a gentleman, like, and then at the end it's just. But yeah, we could because our last practice before the show we had a fight, and then for a moment we considered not doing the show, but then was like, no, we have to do it. You know, we have to do this show. We have because it was the only show for the release of the final. The only show we did. The four of us. You're the only one with the second guitar player, and we're playing all those crazy difficult songs, and it was. The place, I can't say it was packed, but there was a lot of people there watching us. I remember when I left the stage, there was a lot of people there, and we played great too. So it was a kind of weird moment, like, okay, you know, I know the guy's gonna left the band. They're not gonna forgive me for what happened, and because I was the guy who actually freaked out, you know, like it was just, you know, and I take all the blame. That's okay, no problem. But
Hey, do you remember playing with Faster Pussycat?
yeah.
Do you remember supporting Faster
yeah,
Pussycat?
yeah. I remember that now.
Yeah, Driller's a big. We opened for Faster Pussycat, man. Crazy. Yeah, but we never met the guys though, right? Because they were.
No, I met
You
what's
met one of them?
Tammy Downs,
Right.
and it just it made me really sad meeting him. To be fair,
Really?
like, I don't know whether he just wasn't in the mood for it, and you know, he's a really nice guy and stuff like that. But yeah, because I was like, I like this band. Like, this is amazing. I'm supporting a band that I like. I've got their album, you know, this, that, and the other. And I actually think I had their album in my guitar case to get it signed because I was like, oh, that'd be cool. But then, like, so the way it worked, they sound checked. I think there was one other band, and then we sound checked because we opened. Yeah. And I kind of.
But they weren't there when we sound checked.
No, they weren't there when we sound checked.
Okay.
But they'd finished sound checking, but like they'd gone, kind of thing. But he was there, and I spoke, like, I was like, oh, like, you know, I love your tunes, this, that, and the art, and he just did not want to speak to me, and I was just like, I was kind of shocked, like, you know, I was kind of like, it really made me a bit sad.
Right.
You know, like, I mean, not, I wouldn't say he was my idol or anything like that, but
Right.
you
Yeah,
know,
of
when you
course.
meet someone that you're like, you look up to and you
Yeah.
go,
So like,
oh, that guy's a dick. Like,
yeah, and I was disappointed, like, cause it's the same when I opened the show for Danny Vaughan, you know, Danny Vaughan from Taquero
yeah.
at Bannerman's as well. I think it was after we split. And then both situations with Faster Pussycat and with Danny Vaughan, I felt like bad because for me, you know, romanticized idea of what musicians are, and I was thinking, oh, Faster Pussycat could be there watching us at the show. I thought the guys were gonna be there checking us out, you know, or I thought that Danny Vogel would be there checking me out. Always with that little, you know, hope inside of you, like, oh, if these guys see us and they think that we're cool, maybe they can tell about someone, you know, how good we are, whatever. Maybe could open doors for us in a way, or take us to
Yeah.
on tour with them one day. I don't know. It's just dream about a lot of ways that things can go. Like, so I remember that. Yeah, it's always disappointing as well not seeing like bands you're opening for, and they're never there in the audience. Like, and you're like, fuck. That's also like the same with the autograph, right? It's like, yeah. So yeah, if you're a band, if you're a musician, just be there, man. Support the opening bands, you know, give autographs, just be nice, you know.
Yeah.
Nice, because that's what you do,
No, definitely. Like,
you know. Yeah. And KK, have you been playing drums since at all, or how's
No,
your
I do.
music?
I have my practice kit.
Right,
So, and I work like mostly from home, so I don't really have to go to the office. So I have like my breaks when there's no one in the house, and
right,
I can go and practice. So it's always there. I mean, it never goes away.
right.
And I'm really kind of I always like trying to discover new music. So I love that. And I don't know because I don't know, maybe because I'm not playing with anyone, but now I'm able to listen to music like I did when I was 15 years old, before like really diving into drumming, blah, blah, blah. I can just listen to music as a kind of listener.
Right.
So, you know, so yeah, sometimes you go and say, oh, that is, you know, the drums, the guitar, the production, sometimes those things pop, you
Yeah,
know,
it's
pop
musician.
up. But I can just go and say like I can listen to anything just like for the pleasure of listening music to music.
Awesome.
And I love that. I love that, you know. And sometimes if I need to and I want to sit down and listen to something and you know, and it's like, you know, wearing different hats. So like now I'm the drummer or more, you know, production, what I want to do here.
Yeah,
So I really love just kind of, and I've been listening to all sorts of stuff. The other day it was like listening to Brazilian music,
right.
some stuff like music from the 50s,
Nice.
like samba recorded by don't know who or something,
Yes.
simply because I can, you know, I can like, I know how important that is for me to just to listen to everything. I cannot just listen to one thing, you know. Been
Right.
listening to those like, you know, those Canadian French guys, you know, I don't know how are they called, the ones with the big hats and big noses. They
and
play like
oh,
microtonal music.
Yeah,
yeah.
microtonal music. Yeah, I've heard about them, and I actually
Yeah.
saw the video too, the first video. Yeah,
Yeah. So I was listening to that. I was like, there's
scary,
so much good
so
about it.
scary.
Yeah. Yeah. It is like a nightmare, like a happy nightmare, if that like Stephen King type of thing.
Yeah, at the same time, it's kind of playful and childish at the same time. Kids probably like sounds like kids' music in a way, but scary.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Scary. Yeah. But I love it because it's like it goes like in like to that different direction, if you
Yeah,
will. Like,
yeah,
you know, like there's no clicks. There's, as far as I can tell, maybe there is because they're looping a lot of stuff, but it's so organic. And I think that's the reason that people are listening to that because there's no AI. There's no like, you know, that high level of music production that makes everything sound the same.
yeah,
So it's just the guys they're playing that music, you know. And
yeah,
I love the drumming, makes everything sound so good. You can see
yeah,
the drummer like
yeah.
He's
playing and
he's got such a like, oh, it feels like a really funny way of playing, like because his arms are so low.
yeah. But
Like,
you know, if you look at his shoulders, that is so that's the cool part. because he's playing, it's like he's dancing with his shoulders.
Yeah.
And that makes everything sound good because the guitars are weird, because, we've got those notes that no one really hears because they are in between the regular notes that we hear in
Yes.
the normal, like musical scales, blah, blah, blah. But then he makes everything kind of gel. And the way he does it, it's just like
Groovy.
groovy. And you go, wow, that's when you go like, maybe there's a click that they need to make everything work.
Probably.
But it sounds like a person, like a person playing music. So I do appreciate that. So I listen to all sorts of stuff. So I'm always playing stuff.
Right.
But I don't have the need to be on the stage. I don't have that need to go,
Hey
which is
Thomas,
super selfish.
we're gonna have to hire a drummer like Mr. Big did when Pat Tarby got sick. Okay, he got sick in the head. A joke. That's a joke. No, I understand, man, but
No,
because
no. The thing about playing is just like having the time to do that. Because in my brain, I go and I sit, and never really play. So
right,
I sit down to play, and
right,
immediately my brain goes into like structure. How can I
yes,
go and dive into this here and make it better? So I need the space to do that. But it's the space to do that, you need something called time, and I don't have
Yeah.
a lot of that. Because you work, wake up, and you've got school, and you don't, when you see
right,
it's like, and then if I try to do it, I get frustrated. So
right.
it's better to let it go, just kind of use the time that I have wisely, and
Absolutely.
that's it. And then I know that in 2 or 3 years things will be different. We were talking about maybe doing things in a house, maybe a shed, or convert the garage into some, a space that I could go and play music. I'm dying to buy like a piano for me to play, a keyboard, because I want to. That was the first instrument I wanted to play ever. I don't know if you know that story, Alex, but
Not at
that
all,
was like,
really.
oh yeah,
Wow.
that one,
So
yeah. But then no, that one,
we always had the keyboard player in the band.
We
I
always
didn't know
had the
that.
keyboard player.
I didn't know
no,
that.
no.
You should have left
But that's why,
drums.
I didn't want, a keyboard player in the band. It would take my space. No, like,
Why? Got it. Got it.
no, no, no. It was like still like living in São Paulo. So I was about like 6. So you were like not even 5 or like 4 or something. And I was like, I want to play the piano. And there was a music store. But then you're talking about like whatever 40 years, 45 years ago, I don't know. So things are very different. And that music store was gigantic. And they have like this super kind of massive piano, like, orchestra type of piano. And I go and I want to play that. And of course, didn't have the money, didn't have the space. And then one day we had a neighbor on in the building. I think that was the last house we had in São Paulo before moving down south in the country. And then there was this neighbor, the guy was German. So I went upstairs with mom, and the guy agreed that I could go and see the piano. And I go and I play a note, and he gets super upset. So he wasn't happy that I was touching the piano. And then we just laughed and blah, blah, blah.
What a
And then I
pedophile.
forgot. And then I was like, and then, I forgot about it, and then years later, I was just like, let's go and play drums. But I want to play just because like Alex gave me an acoustic guitar, and I hate playing it. I don't hate the instrument. It's too much work, and I don't want to work hard because that's not my number one instrument. So I don't want to put, the effort. And it hurts my fingers and stuff. I don't want that. So just kind of looking at kind of nice keyboard and stuff that I can just go and play music.
Right.
So because that's
A
kind
MIDI
of,
keyboard or a real keyboard? Like we don't need a computer to connect it to.
I don't know. It's gonna be no, something kind of decent. Because the other day we went to a party here and there was like a bunch of children, blah blah blah. They had a piano and Zoe was there playing it, and then she came back home asking for lessons or I want to learn how to play. And I was like, oh, okay, that's different because she doesn't want to play drums. She's not interested. And
So you guys can
so
learn the piano together, the keyboard together.
that's what I told her. She can go take a couple lessons and then she can teach me. So I'm like, "Oh."
Why not? Kids usually are better than adults at everything they do. Faster, quick,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
retain much more, like learn everything more quickly. So okay, so KK
yeah.
is
I
gonna be
know.
playing the keyboards, Thomas. So yeah. Or yeah, no drums.
Well, hang on. Like, is it? So Zoe's your daughter, KK?
Yeah,
Is that right? Yeah. There's the driller keyboard player.
There you go. In the
There you
future.
go.
Jordan Rudess, like.
Yes.
In 3 years, like in 3 years, yeah.
Yeah, she'll be touring the world playing the keyboards for Driller. You know, and she's allowed because she'll be with her dad, so that's okay. That'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing, man. Great stuff, guys. I mean,
Awesome.
looking forward to do what I did to live on for the other stuff that we released, the EP, the album, and everything in the future, and we can be talking about it again. You know, so man, it's been a great time. I don't know if you guys like to mention anything else that we haven't mentioned yet. Just go for it.
Yeah, just Tom. It was good to see you, Tom, because we live here, the same area,
Mate,
but
it's
we
been
never really
so
catch up.
long. Like, we actually will need to. If you stay in Roslyn, we'll need to sort out actually catching up.
Yeah, anytime you guys want to come
Grab a
along,
coffee
wherever
or
now the weather is better, just come along, let us know, come for a coffee, go for a walk. Lots of nice walks around here, so we can catch up.
awesome, mate. Yeah, definitely,
Cool.
100%.
Rosalind, where you're living in Edinburgh at the moment, Thomas?
I'm in Gorebridge. Well, outside Gorebridge, North Middleton, it's called. So
Got it.
yeah, it's like 20 odd minutes southeast of Edinburgh.
East of Edinburgh. Got it.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
You guys have to meet up, maybe set up the drums and play some bass and drum tracks, and have some coffee.
Drum and bass.
Drum and bass. Yeah. So only drum.
Drum
No,
and bass.
no
Drum
Alex
and
too.
bass.
You know, I know you guys are getting in the way of the good stuff. Just the rhythm thing.
No distortion.
No
No
distortion.
guitars.
All the stars and they're singing or whatever.
No,
Yes. Yes.
I need to say that just to, what I don't like in music much these days? It's like guitar solos.
Oh fuck.
When I go in it, yeah, man, like I had to tell you, you go listen to a new song, right? And you go, there comes the guitar solo. I will like, no.
Yeah, because
Because it's very rare that, yeah, exactly. You're gonna say it. You
What?
say it.
no, they
You're
don't
gonna say that because most are
They don't know how
boring.
to do it with excitement, like they have to do in the style of Eddie. Everything has to be in the style of Eddie Van Halen. If it's not in that style, it's boring. It's like, like because you're studying in your bedroom now, you can play like, man, look at the internet nowadays. Like, I'm on TikTok all the time. I'm a TikToker, so I watch all kinds of videos, all kinds of things. But the level of these new kids, like the level they play at, it's just like, like in my time when I was trying to, get fast at the guitar, was for me it was like the reference was like, well, Yngwie Malmsteen, Richie Kotzen, Steve Vai. But you look at these guys now, like what they do with the guitars is like it's not even music, okay? It's just like,
Yeah.
you sit down, it's like more like a sport, like, trying to break the world record. But it's not music, it's boring, it's just like, So I'm interested in people who play music. Music is melody, and melody has to be exciting. There's interpretation, there's subtleties and dynamics, and and a lot of things, contrasts. And I think these new guitar players nowadays just all about like playing like a million notes, like at fastest speed you can. And I think solos, like sometimes, I mean, see that Steve Vai concert that he did a long time ago, well, not that long time ago, with an orchestra. He wrote an entire composition for an orchestra where the guitar only plays one note throughout the whole 1 hour concert. And so he has a sustain, switch in his guitar so he can hold that same note through and he said this is genius, because you go against everything that people have been doing nowadays. Because it was like but the whole composition, all the instrumentation keeps changing, time signature, chords, modulations, everything. So that one note sounds like 1,000 notes because of the background. It's always changing. So genius, right? So KK, you need to listen to great guitar solos. Listen to Live On Again. Live On is like, man, that solo. I'm gonna be putting out the collaboration soon, but I can't play that shit right now. If I get the guitar, I can. I have to be practicing like for 2 hours straight and then get a good take, right? Because it's so insanely hard. But it's not because it's technical and fast, some part of it. But listen to it, melodic, has the Racer X attitude. Satchel's there because I'm a fan of Satchel. There's a lot of testosterone, and a lot of permeating through. It's melodic,
like,
it's sexy, charming, groovy. That has to have all those elements,
Yeah, because Tom was saying, it becomes like a formula. So every song has to be a solo, and we start asking like, why? You know what I mean? So, and not everyone can, as you said, go and write like,
I agree.
Like Mark Friedman playing Megadeth, that you listen to those solos and you go like, there's a reason for that. You forget that that's in a song. You go like, there's a little story that takes you places and things like that. But there's no really...
The solos,
I don't know.
Our solos, in my view, for me, right? Because I'm not dictating that to anyone, but for me, like you're saying, it's a composition. If it's a composition within a song, within a composition, it's a different story.
Yeah. And I appreciate that I listen like to some bands that kind of new, kind of whatever you call them, like modern metal, rock, whatever. And then there's no like guitar solos, there. And I was like, that's great.
Yeah.
Because if you're not going to do it.
Satchel would say, because they cannot play it, because they cannot do it. So don't do it.
Yeah. But then you have two things, like you cannot do it because technically you cannot do it.
Not because of that.
Musically.
Yeah, exactly. Can you?
But then the songs, there's lots of cool, But the song has to hold itself. The song has to be good enough.
That's cool.
So I'm much more in that. So I don't, that it's like drumming. You go into I was like, it doesn't freaking matter. If you look like at Mike Portnoy, all he plays is like right and left, right? It's the most simple thing you can do. You go play drums. You go 1, 2, 1. There you go. He's built a career around that, and he does amazing things. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't go and learn the rest, but his musicality is so strong that it doesn't really matter. He would have one arm and he would be amazing playing amazing music.
Exactly.
So, and that is that's when you go like from everything that happens on the internet to people that can write music and reach an audience and touch people with what they do.
Yeah.
So what because some people I've seen lots of podcasts that you've done and people talk about the internet, you've got you don't know there's so much information and blah blah blah, like pretty much like a lot of what's happening there is like useless, or it is useful for a certain purpose. You're selling a guitar, you want to teach music, but it's not like music like the way the three of us here, we grew up like listening to music, you know what I mean? So when I go and I listen like to drumming that I like, it's always connected to music, there you go. That's so important to me. So it's all very different. So if we had to write a song as Driller today, it would be very different. You guys would find
it would definitely be different. Definitely be different.
It would be like that. Yeah, it would be.
I don't know. Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
It would be interesting, wouldn't it? It would definitely be interesting. Like, because I mean, what? 15 years? Is that about right? More than? Less than?
We played the last show together in 2013.
2013. So 13
when
years.
the album came out.
What like what would be our influences now? Like, I mean, I don't know. I listen to a lot of like modern metal,
right?
But I still like listening to the old stuff.
Yeah, but it's cool also to kind of try to have a minimalist approach sometimes. If you go for a new album, for example, hey, let's try to go for something like like Yngwie Malmsteen wouldn't agree like that less is less, like that the more is less.
Less is more.
Yeah, but then we could try to go for that, less is more, but because you always want to play more. for whatever reason, right? Out of compulsion, out of anxiety, out of trying to prove to people that you can, or whatever. But what if you try to kind of really play just the least things you can play, just to see how, if you can get out of it like real music. Well, what's the purpose of music? It just has to be exciting. It has to make people, like you said before, you have to listen to it, kind of lose yourself in it, right? Like when you listen to Mark Friedman playing Rust in Peace album, you don't, it's just enjoying it. You're not thinking about, oh, he's playing sweep picking there, or that's an arpeggio, whatever. It's just beautiful. It's just a composition. It's like a composition, really, within the composition. So, yeah. So that's why I like some pop music too, like some really simple pop music that plays on the radio with great melodies, great arrangements, great production, because a great song doesn't have, if you have one chord, you can write a great song with one chord, the right melody, right arrangements and everything. So let's try to do a song with one chord for the next album. All songs have to have.
Well, that's tough.
Driller cover the Ramones.
Well, but the guitar playing one chord, but the bass and drums can go wherever you want.
Lazy bugger.
like Steve Vai did, I'll be playing one chord, and then you guys can just change the scenery, the background the whole time, just have all this kind of colors in it. Well, it was great, man. I loved that. Thank you so much for you guys to, stick around.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
That was cool. No, thanks, Alex. Thank you, Tom.
Last time we met like that was, we were together in the same room, was at that last show at Bannerman. In the last show at Bannerman's. That's it. That was it.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was that the last time we were all in the same place together?
Very last time. I didn't want to see you again. You didn't want to see again for a while, and then
I came and seen you play. I came and seen you play your songs acoustically in Bannerman's once.
Did you?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely did.
Oh, when I was 100,
and I think
120 kilos. I was big, huge.
I don't remember you being big and huge, but I remember you being bloody amazing at playing them, though. But
I had that Ibanez Tigerwood.
Ibanez, yeah.
Just the guitar. I sold it before I came back here, and I was doing good. I enjoyed myself playing those gigs. I think that very last one was pretty good too, and I was, after a while singing, it started to become more natural. Nowadays, I just left practice this afternoon feeling like, man, I just sang my ass off. I'm a great singer, But then you go and watch it. I video it, so I recorded, and then I was watching. When you feel that you're doing great, but when you listen back, it's just not that great. But I enjoy it. Thank you so much. Yeah, but I don't remember seeing you on that. Did you come and talk to me on that day?
Yeah, I'm sure I came and seen it. I'll probably have a video somewhere in one of my phones. Right. Yeah, I'll have a look.
Oh, that's cool.
Send it to me. All right. Yeah. Got it, guys. That's it. Driller back together for a chat. About about the band's history, our music production, recording, relationship. The beginning, the middle, and the end of it too. The drama, the fights, but then the reconciliation, the love that we hold together now. Here we're doing what we're doing, and thanks for helping me to support and promote our song "Live On." And in the future, we're gonna, if you guys into it, we're gonna be back to talk about, "Alchemy of Love." That's the next one I'm gonna work on and re-release it with a nice cover, right? But then I'm not gonna be releasing that under my name. It will be, just a single but in the future it has, because Driller, it's like erasing the band's history if I try to do that, I wouldn't like to do that. So I want to put it out as Driller, but with a new cover, because that cover for Alchemy of Love is not like cover that did deserve.
But that's the thing, isn't it? At that point in time, I think I had Photoshop. And it was right, let's get some photos. Who was the guy that did the photos with the ponytail?
No.
What was his name?
Carl.
Oh, that was it.
The hotel guy.
Yeah, the hotel guy. Yes.
Him. Yeah. Okay,
wow.
Cool. Yeah.
He did
a legend.
did the photo shoot as well for that album. Remember, we went to a place in Edinburgh, and there's those long walls with a lot of graffiti work on it. And
Yeah,
then,
it was up near Potter Road near the university.
right,
Um,
right, and then I
Yeah,
still have all
man.
those photos, like, and then we used that for the cover of the album, and that was good for to get started. But if you
yeah.
think about like celebrating the band's legacy, the music, and I think it would be cool. I think we have to have a proper cover for that album.
Yeah.
Like it's just yeah. So
Have you guys heard from Mark? Talking about photography and stuff.
sometimes,
Um,
sometimes here and there, he comments in some of my posts from time to time.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What about you,
cool.
Thomas?
Good guy.
In touch
Good
with
guy.
Mark?
I,
Mark Holloway, isn't
so, like, yeah, Mark Holloway. Yeah, I see. So he's still doing what he was doing. Like he's
right?
still, on Facebook. Like I see random pictures of bands, and I'm like, oh fucking hell, he's still
Okay.
doing it. Fair play, that's
Still doing
cool.
it.
He
Yeah.
loves it. Absolutely loves it.
Yeah.
In fact,
I just don't know what
I
he does
mean,
for a
it
living.
was it was a few years ago now. Like I'm going to say about 5 or 6 years ago. I was in Bannerman's and I met him. Like I went
Ah,
to see one of
cool.
the like local bands, and then it was
Yeah.
like I was there having a pint, and I'm like, Mark, how you doing, mate? Yeah, you all right? Oh, I'm just taking some pictures of the band.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
A very nice guy, yeah. I
oh,
don't
lovely
remember
guy.
what he does for a living, like, cause I thought he was a photographer, but he's got a day job, doesn't he?
I
Yeah,
think
I
he
can't remember.
works in IT, I think.
All right, in IT.
I think it is IT, yeah.
Yeah, he was with us for a long time. He did a lot of stuff for us, and he was always at our shows. He loved the band, as well as
Yeah.
Chuck Evans from US. Remember Chuck?
And I was going to say you
Yeah,
can't
Chuck.
have this chat without raising Chuck,
Yes, absolutely. Oh, Chuck is gonna love to hear that, man.
our fan
Yeah.
in what is it, Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota?
Minnesota, Benson, Minnesota. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, he's a great guy. He bought a lot of our albums back then, all of them. I mean,
Yeah.
the EP, because we didn't release Live On. No, we didn't release it as a physical release, right? It was
physical
just
no.
it's just digital. But he bought like a box of the Alchemy of Love CDs and a box of the Final Deal, one or two boxes actually. And most importantly, remember that guitar that I had that I don't have it anymore. I shouldn't have sold it, but
Oh, the one that was a Les Paul with
Gibson.
the Floyd
Yeah.
Rose.
yes, that was like a Les Paul guitar, but it was from this by this brand called Agile, and
Agile, that was it.
which is like a part of the Condor brand. You know Condor, yeah,
Yeah.
like a sub thing. I don't know exactly, but I bought two at a time, like both online, one from eBay, the other one I don't remember where from. But then Chuck gave me that guitar, remember? And
Yeah, I do.
I sold it. What a son of a, what a motherfucker I am. When a guy gave me as a present and I sold it. It's the most horrible thing to do. I'm a horrible human being, but now I'm good. Now I'm a nice human being. But at the time, it's also because I was coming back to Brazil at the time, and it was so expensive to ship all my stuff here that I remember if I put one more guitar in the package, that would cost me like I don't know 400 pounds more or five. And I thought just because it would go above the weight limit. And then I thought, wow, with that money in Brazil, I can buy a very nice guitar. And that guitar was good, but had like the neck wasn't so much, and the sound I didn't I don't know, wasn't my sound I was looking for. But I recorded most of the Final Deal with that guitar and the Fender, the one here.
Yep.
And but he was kind enough, but because I told him, hey, send me that guitar from the U.S. so I don't have to pay taxes. I don't remember exactly. If he bought it from there, I would not have to pay taxes. And then when it was the time for me to pay it, he said to me, no, Alex, don't worry about it. I got it. And I was like, wow, a present? No, the guy is fantastic. Love the guy. And I'm his grandson's teacher. I've been his grandson's teacher for more than 5 years now. Reese Evenson from he lives in Fargo, North Dakota. So we've been doing online classes for more than 5 years now. Because he told me, Alex, I want all my children to learn the guitar from you. You know, so he's such a generous guy. He forgot about, you know, I don't know, we never talked about it, but he forgave me about selling the guitar he gave me as a present, which is the most horrible thing I've ever done in my life, but that's okay. He can. I'll tell him next time you can give him another one, and I won't sell it.
Hey, and you know what? The other thing as well, and I'm gonna say this is the pinnacle of where Driller got to.
Right.
This is the ultimate, the best thing to come out of Driller, the hot sauce.
The hot sauce. Yeah.
Oh man, absolutely! Wow, the Driller products that he created wasn't only that. I think there's more to it.
Drills. The thing was called drills.
Drills with the Z at the end, right?
Yeah. With the Z, yeah.
And I remember people commenting on the internet too about it, you know, because he was really excited about it. And some people said that, it looks like a snort. I don't know. No, was it? I think like, you know, just nose crap in the bottle because it's kind of greenish and pasty. I don't know. And then I comment, hey man, no, I kind of defended him. I said, hey, get out of here. You know, this is great. This is a great product. Just buy it and shut up. You know, yeah. But I never tried it. He never sent any over.
Buy it and shut up.
Did you guys ever try that sauce?
I did. Of course I did.
Did you?
Yeah, I definitely had some. Yeah.
Yeah, it was spicy.
Did you? How?
Why?
Like
I definitely had. Do you know what I had? I had seasoning. Like it was like Dustin. It was seasoning that I had.
That's the one I had then. That's the one I had. It was the seasoning, like for steaks and things like that.
Yeah. Oh, it was good, like.
That was cool. Yeah, remember
I'm not ashamed of selling the guitar anymore. He never sent me that, so I never got to try it. Never got to try the drill sauce. Fuck it. Okay. That's great, guys. Thank you again.
Awesome.
Great talking to you.
Yeah, cool, guys.
Again in the future, and have a great weekend. Thank you so much. Loved it.
Yeah.
Cool. Good to see you guys. Take care. Cheers. Catch up later. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
See ya.
Yeah. Bye-bye.